This Labor Day marks 20 years since a devastating storm that killed people here and paralyzed parts of the greater Syracuse area. A tree crushed a trailer at the state fair. The steeple of St. Lucy's Church in Syracuse was in the street and part of it collapsed into the building. Winds clocked at 115 miles per hour. There was extraordinary damage to power lines, to homes, and so many people were in the dark for an extended period of time. Meteorologist Mike Brookins here with new perspective as we look back 20 years after the Labor Day storm.
Yeah.
We call it the Labor Day storm. Does it have a technical designation beyond that?
A derecho, which is a straight line of thunderstorm winds. So it's not a supercell 1 thunderstorm like you see often in planes. It was a widespread wind direction, all in the same direction. So it wasn't a tornado, there wasn't rotation, but those winds were up to 115 mile per hour gusts, much stronger than many weaker tornadoes, and that just blew apart the city as well as the state fairgrounds.
How has forecasting changed in the 20 years since the Labor Day storm? I mean, obviously the forecast for Labor Day was for the possibility of significant weather, but how has it changed since?
Well, you know, back then we had the same 88D Doppler radars that we have now. The technology has improved a little bit, slightly with the radars. We've fine-tuned that. We've got more micro-scale computer modeling as well. So we're able to see hour-by-hour trends slightly better in the future. So maybe this wouldn't have snuck up in the middle of night quite as much. I think one of the biggest differences between what we have now and then is back in, what was it, 1998?
Yeah, late 90s.
We used weather radios. Nowadays, you use one of these.
Sure.
Your cell phone, CNYCentral mobile app. You have this up.
And the alerts can be pushed right to your phone.
Of course, at night, a lot of people turn their phones off. But this could be life-saving technology, especially at night when there's thunderstorms in the forecast. You say, I'm going to leave my phone on. We're going to alert you, and then you'll be ahead of the storm.
When we talk about big events, hurricanes, we go years without, you know, a big blockbuster one. They have earthquakes out on the West Coast. They say, okay, we're due, or we're overdue for one. Is there anything like that for this sort of storm where we could say, yeah, this could happen again, or it's likely to happen again, or it's not likely to happen again?
You know, it's just bad luck.
Sure.
We are doomed to see it eventually here in central New York. We've seen some damaging wind gusts within the last year in portions, but they're usually very localized. Unfortunately, this one hit a very large populace of people. This afternoon, just look at that. We had some thunderstorms rolling in. We were watching that. Thankfully, it was only a slight wind of gust that hit the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse compared to what happened 20 years ago.
Yeah,
but we'll continue to monitor that.
The CNYCentral Facebook page, so many of you are posting your old, they're now old photographs. Back when we used to print out the photographs.
We don't want to see that again.
We don't want to see it, but it's quite a trip down memory lane. Thank you, Mike.